أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ورتل القرآن ترتيلا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, welcome to lesson 46, and inshallah we are going to continue our punctuation marks, alamatul waqf. This is very important part of Tarteel Quran. And in the previous lessons we covered different symbols and signs related to make a pause and waqf, stop during the recitation. And in front of your screen you can find this is a waqfa. This is called waqfa, and basically this is an abbreviation, a shortened form of al waqfu ma'as sakt, that stopping, pausing, but without breaking breath, a longer stop. You see, you may have, you may remember that in the previous lessons we covered Saktah, a shorter stop, but without breaking breath, and you continue. 1 second stop, 1 second stop, pause, and then you continue. Do not break the breath. This is very similar to that one, but this is a longer pause. And the first example of this stop we can find in Surah Al-Baqarah, and this is very famous, well-known verse of the Holy Quran. It is often repeated, and many times it is recited during the prayers. Okay, chapter 2, verse 287, Al-Baqarah. And I would ask Manan if you could start. Rabbana, from Rabbana la tuakhidna in nasina. This is a part of that verse. Okay, basically. And you can find here 3 examples. After wa'fu then is a waqfa, the first example, waqfir lana, then second example, and warhamna is the third example. This is a very unique and particular place where the 3 examples of waqfa come together. Okay, so how to start? Ta'awuz first? Okay.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين.
Ameen. Okay, this is a beautiful prayer, and at the end we say Ameen. Okay, oh Allah, accept our prayer. Okay, inshallah ta'ala, in the future lesson I'm going to tell you when to make certain responses. Okay, and there are certain verses of the Holy Quran, when we read that, recite those verses or listen, we make a response. That's the responses of the believers and the readers. And here is, is a common response. It's a very natural response. That's Ameen. oh Allah, accept our prayer. Okay, so 3 times waqfa, which is basically a longer pause than Saktah, have been observed. Okay, now I would ask Isa if you could start from wa'fu anna, okay, and continue and observe 3 waqfa stop.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين.
Fansurna, because noon followed by alif, okay, that should be a bit longer, and little bit longer pause was required. Okay, wa'fu anna, as has been observed by Mannan, Abdul Mannan. Okay, anyway, thanks very much. Okay, next we have another example, and this is from Surah Luqman, chapter 31, verse 34. And at the end of the verse, you can find this has been highlighted. Okay, you can see on the text. So let's start with Abdul Mannan.
يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم واخشوا يوما لا يجزي والد عن ولده ولا مولود هو جاز عن والده شيئا إن وعد الله حق فلا تغرنكم الحياة الدنيا ولا يغرنكم بالله الغرور.
Okay, you may have noticed that when you are doing stretched tilawat, maybe it is difficult. Okay, so you can stop here. This is these wuquf are not part and parcel, is not the compulsory stop. Okay, this is something like that. This is not waqf lazim, compulsory stop or obligatory stop. So if you are doing murattal tilawat, which is basically a bit quicker as compared to the stretched tilawat, okay, then you can say from inna wa'adallahi haqqun, and you make a pause, longer pause there, and you can up to billahil ghurur, very easily you can stop there, you can complete. But if you are making a stretched tilawat, mujawwad style, okay, then you can stop فَلَا تَغُرَّنَّكُمُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا, and then you continue. Okay, so it depends. But if you can observe waqfa, continue, you can observe waqfa, that is fine. But if you do not, then there is no such harm or something that will change the meaning. No. Okay, so in your recitation it was not observed, but now you can do that from inna wa'adallahi haqqun up to wala yughurrannakum billahi al-ghurur in a murattal style, okay, a bit quicker, if you like.
Inna wa'adallahi haqqun fala taghurrannakumul hayatud dunya ولا يغرنكم بالله الغرور.
Okay, so even in mujawwaz style, in stretched form and that format, if you want to observe waqfa, you see that because fala taghurrannakum and wala yughurrannakum very much similar in essence, and subject is well connected, and I want to continue with that one. Starting from, so you can start from fala taghurrannakum instead of inna wa'adallahi haqqun, Okay, فَلَا تَغُرَّنَّكُمُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا. You can start fa, because fa is also some sort of to next stage. Okay, after one sense is complete, fa and va is also indicates the next stage, the next complete sentence. So this is waqfun Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You see, on the margin of the Holy Quran, there are two types of rumuz, symbols and signs, or alamatul waqf. Some are written in the text with some certain letters like mim, jim, ta, sin, or za. Okay, and sometime the alamatul waqf is indicated on the margin with a proper wording, in kalimat. And this is one example. That's waqfun Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Recital pause observed by the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is one example. There it is mentioned that in different narrations of hadith and in different books of the Holy Quran related to the science and the knowledge of the Holy Quran, there are about 15 to 17 pauses, as we mentioned. But it doesn't mean that in the whole text of the Holy Quran, the Holy Prophet ﷺ only, observed only 15 or 17. These are some examples. Okay, we know that from very authentic hadith traditions, especially narrated by Ummul Mu'mineen, Hazrat Salama radiallahu ta'ala anha, may Allah be pleased with her. She relates that the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to make a pause at the end of each verse, and she categorically quoted Surah Al-Fatiha, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, and Hudur sallallahu alaihi wasallam made a pause. Okay, Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam made a stop there. Okay, pause there. And then Maliki Yawmiddin, and he again observed pause. Okay, so these are some examples, 14 to 17. Okay, some copies of the Holy Quran, sometime it is there, but basically the principle, the rule we can learn from this one, that there were certain times when the Holy Prophet ﷺ did special pause on that one, especially during the text. We know there are 6,348 verses. Okay, and this is called basically where the Holy Prophet ﷺ made a pause. Okay, this is very clear. Okay, but it is also a narration that sometimes he also combined two verses. That's why we are allowed to combine 2 verses, 3 verses, depending upon our length of breath and the meaning, sense of meaning. But these waqfun Nabi or wuqufun Nabi, that is basically a plural of that one, during the text, and this is one example, and this is chapter 2, verse 198, Surah Al-Baqarah, and you can find here وَمَا تَفْعَلُوا مِنْ خَيْرٍ يَعْلَمْهُ اللَّهُ, and there is some indication is there. There is like a upon ta, there is some indication in some copies of the Holy Quran. On ta waqf mutlaq, and it is on the margin it is written waqf Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It means that Huzur sallallahu alaihi wasallam made a special pause on that one, and these pauses have been derived or attained from the different books of ahadith and narrations and seerah books. Okay, so let's start. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Al-Hajju ashhurum ma'lumat. You do, and then make a waqf on that. Wala jidala fil hajj, and then continue.
Al-Hajju ashhurum ma'lumat. فَمَنْ فَرَدَ فِيهِنَّ الْحَجَّ فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ ولا جدال في الحج وما تفعلوا من خير يعلمه الله وتزودوا فإن خير الزاد التقوى واتقون يا أولي الألباب.
Okay, everything is fine. You made pause on ya'lamhullah. A slight a bit concerned about wattaqoon. You see, wattaqoon, here is a qaf followed by waw madda, and here a longer elongation has been observed without any reason. There should be some reason to elong more than required, about 2 seconds. Okay, but here's wattaquni. Wattaquni, yeah, here is because it's smaller madda on that one, and albab you can continue because of the waqf on that. But if you say wattaquni, there is no reason, there was no condition to make a longer recitation or longer voice. So you do again this wattaqun.
واتقون يا أولي الألباب.
Okay, so we can prolong the voice only on that point where there are some conditions. We know that what are the conditions of attached prolongation and detached prolongation, and prolongation because of the waqf. For example, albab, okay, because of we are making waqf on that. There must be some reason, some condition. Otherwise, if they say simple, for example, وَتَزَوَّدُوا فَإِنَّ, but if you say وَتَزَوَّدُوا, that will be wrong because there is no condition, no reason for that one, because the next letter is fa, and we cannot find any reason for that. Okay, understood? Aisa, can you do وَاتَّقُونِ يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ?
واتقون يا أولي الألباب.
Okay, good. Another example, and this is very well known and famous because this is the last one. Definitely this is the last example of waqfun nabi in the copies of the Holy Quran, because fasabbi bihamdi rabbika wastaghfir, Surah An-Nasr, and is verse number 4. Okay, Surah An-Nasr, verse number 4, chapter 110. So a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. You can do Isa.
Full surah or?
No, only this one you can.
فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْهُ إِنَّهُ كَانَ تَوَّابًا.
Okay, Manna.
فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا.
Okay, as I mentioned in the beginning that inshallah in one of the future lessons I will let you know what is the response, a reply to when we read or listen to certain verse, and this is one example of that. And it is mentioned one hadith tradition that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam supplicated and offered a prayer, and because wastaghfir, fasabbi bihamdi rabbika wastaghfir, that glorify your Lord, okay, with the praise and wastaghfir, and seek forgiveness of him. Okay, and Hazur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam supplicated and offered a prayer. Inshallah ta'ala, I will let you know what is that prayer, and we can offer at that time. Sabbi bihamdi rabbika wastaghfir, and then the prayer is. So this is called waqf munazzal or waqf Jibril. Sometime it is mentioned like a waqf munazzal, and sometime with the words waqf Jibril. But basically these are the same. We know that the Holy Quran was revealed by Angel Jibrael with the permission of Allah the Almighty to the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is one example, and it is also written on the margin. وَإِذَا جَاءَتُمْ, and this is verse Surah Al-An'am and verse 125. So chapter 6, 125, and this example, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإذا جاءتهم آية قالوا لن نؤمن حتى نؤتى مثل ما أوتي رسل الله, and then there is a stop. Okay, now bit quicker, Muratil style, you can complete because of the short of time.
وإذا جاءتهم آية قالوا لن نؤمن حتى نؤتى مثل ما أوتي رسل الله الله أعلم حيث يجعل رسالته سيصيب الذين أجرموا صغار عند الله وعذاب شديد بما كانوا يمكرون.
Okay, Jazakumullah. Another example, this is in Surah Al Imran, chapter 3, verse number 95. Okay, min ba'di zalika fa ulaika humuz zalimun, and sometimes this pause is indicated after qul sadaqallah, but fa ulaika humuz zalimun, the copy of the Holy Quran which you know is in your screen is fa ulaika humuz zalimun. Okay.
فمن افترى على الله الكذب من بعد ذلك فأولئك هم الظالمون.
Okay, here is a Waqf Jibrael. It means that during the revelation of the Holy Quran, Hazrat Jibrael alayhi salam, he made a pause, a special pause observed, and that has been narrated by different traditions, and these basically not more than is about 13, okay, 10 to 13, and it is indicated on the margin. Okay, and sometime Waqfun Nabi and Waqf Munazzal come together, and this is one example, and this is Surah Al Imran, verse number 8. And you can find here in the verse, you know, فَيَتَّبِعُونَ مَا تَشَابَهَ مِنْهُ ابْتِغَاءَ الْفِتْنَةِ وَابْتِغَاءَ تَأْوِيلِ وَقْفُ النَّبِي صلى الله عليه وسلم. We already learned on that. وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ, and Waqf Munazzal and Waqf Lazim as well. So this is a good example where Waqf Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم, when he during the recitation he made a special pause, and Waqf Munazzal Hazrat Jibrail alayhi salam. Okay. So if you could start from فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ, and a bit quicker.
فأما الذين في قلوبهم زيغ فيتبعون ما تشابه منه ابتغاء الفتنة وابتغاء تأويله وما يعلم تأويله إلا الله والراسخون في العلم يقولون آمنا به كل من عند ربنا وما يذكر إلا أولو الألباب.
Okay, so in this lesson we covered a waqfa, okay, longer pause than Saktah, and also we covered Waqfun Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Waqf Jibreel or Waqf Munazzal. So this is the conclusion of lesson 46. Do you have any question, Aisa, Abdul Mannan?
No.
Okay, good. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ورتل